everyone, hope you're doing well. Just over 12 hours to go of the summer transfer window. It closes at 11 p.m. this evening. West Ham have confirmed the signing of Nikola Vlasic. Fantastic signing from CSKA Moscow. I've got more and more excited by him. 26 million pounds with 7 million of add-ons should the deal work out very well. I think this is a great deal. It broke on Sunday morning. This is what I like about it though. Sunday morning it broke that West Ham are close to the signing. 48 hours later, everything's done. Announced on the official website that Vlasic is a hammer. And the more I think about it, the more excited I get as well. The more I read from David Moyes and from the club itself on the official website, I've started to get a bit excited about this because Kurt Zouma come in. There's a position for Kurt Zouma. You take the role like Craig Dawson's currently doing. You know, you come in, Craig Dawson moves out the team, in you go. In my opinion, anyway. So we've upgraded a player in our starting 11. Vlasic doesn't necessarily do that though. It's a different transfer, isn't it? He doesn't necessarily come in and automatically take Fornals, Bowen or Ben Rama's position. He's going to have to work for it. He's going to have to work hard to get into that team. I'd expect Zouma to start against Southampton, but I wouldn't expect Vlasic to start against Southampton when they come back after the international break. But that's exactly what we needed. We didn't need a right winger or a left winger. We didn't need one of them. We needed someone that could provide competition and serious competition for the players I mentioned, Bowen, Fornals, Ben Rama, and even to some extent Michail Antonio. That's exactly what Nikola Vlasic will do. I think this is a brilliant signing by West Ham. Someone that can come in, you can play in a variety of positions. If Antonio's out and we want to move Bowen up there, he can take Bowen's position, or he could even be a false nine himself. It just ticks all the boxes, this deal. 23 years of age as well. And then when the club announced it on the official website, it stated, you know, after extensive scouting by West Ham, I like that phrase, assuming it's genuine and they're not just typed it up to puff up the piece a little bit. Assuming it's genuine, we have done our due diligence, but the comments from David Moyes would suggest that that's exactly what we've done. Moyes himself spoken about how impressed he was with the player's hunger and ambition to come to West Ham, and the profile of the player made him want to bring him to West Ham as well. So this is a big outlay for the club, £26 million initial outlay. It's not cheap, big signing for us, but the potential of the transfer, the potential of the player is also huge. I'm very excited by this deal actually, very, very excited. I'm pleased to get it done and announced early, but 12 hours to go of the transfer window. The business cannot stop now. We need more, at least one more signing. I think, I'm sure a lot of people would prefer to see us make 2 or 3 new signings, of course we would, but realistically one more, I think. And it has to be a good one as well. It needs to be another substantial signing. Only on loan probably, because the rumours are now West Ham are skint. The cupboard is bare. There's nothing left to spend. So it's a loan deal only for West Ham between now and the end of the window at 11 p.m. Well, speaking about the end of the window, myself and Gonzo will be live tonight from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. If all goes well, we've got a big guest lined up making his debut on Hammers Chat, and a few familiar faces that you've seen on the channel over the last few years as well will be joining us for a couple of hours for chit chat about West Ham's transfer window. Now, speaking of loans, there's a couple of those deals to talk about as well, including one player that's left West Ham. But before we get into that, pointing in the direction of our sponsors, the One Football app. Now, you definitely need the One Football app today. You need this app. It's transfer deadline day. You need this app to keep up to date with all the latest news and gossip for your club and around the Premier League. Because I've been trying to keep up with it so far, and there's a lot of it, and I don't think it's finished for West Ham either. The link's in the description and the pinned comments. It's completely free. You download it and you favourite what you want to follow. So favourite the Premier League, favourite your club, whether it's West Ham United or someone else. Then you click on it and you see exactly what you want to see for your club and your club only. So keep up to date with the latest rumours around Alex Kral. Get into that in a second. Jesse Lingard, Nikola Vlasic, and of course Mipo Odubeko. Now, Mipo Odubeko has joined Huddersfield Town on loan for the season. West Ham United confirmed the loan transfer last night. But before leaving, and this is important, before Mipo left, he signed a new 2-year contract with West Ham too, keeping him here until the summer of 2023. Because last night the rumours were he was going to go on loan. I spoke about it in yesterday's video, and I said, well, he's only got 1 year to go on his contract, so we need to sort something. We've sorted it, the contract's done, now he's joined Huddersfield on loan. So there's an obvious game plan here for West Ham. He goes to the Championship club, Huddersfield, who had a good season. They're sitting 4th or 5th in the Championship at the minute, so he's not going to walk into the starting 11, but there is a route there for him to get into it. Huddersfield don't have the strongest squad depth in the Championship, so there is a way for Meepo to get into the starting 11 relatively quickly if he wants it. He needs to show a bit more than he showed at West Ham. I could see both sides of the argument yesterday when the rumours were emerging that Mipo Odubeko was set to go on loan, because I can see Meepo's side, which is I come to West Ham for game time, I come to West Ham for a route into the first team, and I've not really had that route yet. I agree with that. I think there was opportunities for us for Meepo to have more minutes on the pitch. But I could also see the other side, which is you haven't really shown enough. When you have got on the pitch, you've not really done enough in order to justify getting more minutes. So the loan deal makes sense for both parties. Hopefully you can go there, you can be a success at Huddersfield, and you can come back, and in a year later we've got a striker ready for Premier League football. That has to be the aim. It's perhaps a bit ambitious, but it's got to be the aim, hasn't it? So good luck to Meepo at Huddersfield, and hopefully he's smashing it. We'll be keeping an eye on him as well. I'm intrigued to see how he gets on, because in terms of sort of confidence or whatever, there is a lot of confidence in this player. The player himself and his team around him are confident that he's going to go on and become a top Premier League striker one day. Now another player set to go out on loan from West Ham, and a bit surprising and disappointing, is Conor Coventry. He's been around spent all pre-season with West Ham, and it looked like he was set to stay. He looked like he was set to have a squad role at West Ham for the season, particularly with the Europa League campaign as well. But it looks like he's set to join Peterborough United on loan for the season. Now I have to admit, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. It's not necessarily a move I want to see happen. The only thing that could justify it is if we bring someone in centre midfield before the window closes. But if we don't do that, then I think this is a bit risky, in all honesty. Because at the minute, Mark Noble is ahead of Conor Coventry in the pecking order for that centre midfield, and probably so is Manuel Lanzini. But given our lack of options in the attacking midfield positions, I think it's almost naive to then say Lanzini is only a centre midfielder. I think we need to keep Lanzini's cover for centre midfield and attacking midfield. I think we need to keep him freed up, if you like. But Mark Noble's definitely ahead of Conor Coventry in the pecking order at the minute. Whether you agree with it or not, or you think Conor Coventry should be or not, Moyes certainly sees Noble as the third choice centre midfielder, and I have no argument with that. But the aim has to be that come the end of the season, Conor Coventry is ahead of Mark Noble in the pecking order. We know this is Noble's last season. We know in May he's going to wave goodbye to us all, and I'm going to cry. Hopefully a lot of you guys do as well, but I'll admit it. I am going to shed a few tears when Mark Noble waves goodbye. But the aim has to be that Conor Coventry is ahead of Mark Noble in pecking order then, so that we then have a succession plan in place. So when Noble does go, we don't need to replace him. Conor Coventry is the replacement. Now, an argument could be made that in order to get Conor Coventry ready to replace Mark Noble, playing week in, week out for Peterborough United would do just that, get him ready. But I would argue it'd be more beneficial for Conor Coventry. Granted, he would have a lot less minutes at the London Stadium, but to stay around the first team, to learn from Noble and Souček and Declan Rice, to work with David Moyes over the season, I would argue that that would be more beneficial and more likely to get Conor Coventry ready for next season, because the aim again surely has to be that Conor Coventry is a first team player at West Ham next season, in 12 months from now. Not necessarily starting week in, week out, but very much third choice centre midfielder, more than capable of coming on in Premier League and holding his own up against opposition, and he's at the right age as well. So he looks set to be joining Peterborough United on loan for the season, so a bit disappointing. Although, like I said, let's see West Ham bring in a centre midfielder then before I sort of get too upset. But we'll discuss it tonight, myself and Gonzo, assuming he joins Peterborough before then. Now, this is perhaps the most surprising one. Alex Kral, remember him? Yes, him with the big hair, plays for Czech Republic. Thomas Souček, mate for Czech Republic. And we were linked with him at the end of last season. Come the Premier League final whistle going, I think it was fair to assume we would move for Alex Kral. He was linked to West Ham a lot. We were being linked to Alex Kral loads. And the assumption was that we would try and sign him in the summer, and that would be our third choice centre midfielder for the season. He would give squad depth because we needed cover for Souček and Rice. And then the Euros came and went, and it was sort of like, well, we'll get it done during or after the Euros. And he wasn't very good, was he? In fact, he was rubbish for Czech Republic, and in front of David Moyes. Moyes was watching the Czech Republic games as well. And then it's just died. The rumours have just gone. So it was sort of... I forgot all about Alex Kral, if I'm honest with you. But today, a lot of talk that West Ham are trying to get Alex Kral on loan with an option to buy, so that he comes in now and pay for him at the end of the season, should we be impressed by what he's got to offer. Now, he hasn't been involved too much so far for Spartak Moscow over in the Russian league so far this season, which may indicate a transfer is on the cards. A loan seems a bit ambitious. There's some mixed reports so far. Some are saying that West Ham have had a loan bid rejected, and others are saying that it's sort of ongoing. It's not been accepted or rejected yet. West Ham are doing their best to make it happen. If he was available on loan, I think this would make complete sense, wouldn't it? We get someone that we've extensively scouted in, and allows Conor Coventry to go and get, hopefully, first team football at a slightly lesser league in England. So we get Conor Coventry ready, we have a really good look at Alex Kral, and hopefully sign him in a year's time for a reasonable fee. Because even when the permanent transfer was being touted around, it was around about 15 million. It wasn't bank breaking, was it? But we have no money left, allegedly, and if this happened, this would be a very, very clever signing from West Ham. I still think we'd be one attacker short, whether that's a striker or an attacking midfielder that can cover the striker position, like Jesse Lingard. I still think we'd be one short, but Alex Kral would be very clever business if he was available on loan. Anyway, that's the latest for West Ham. Like I said, we'll be back at 9 o'clock this evening. Join us live then. Hopefully we have our top guest join us as well at 9 o'clock. I'm looking forward to it if he does. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Nikola Vlasic, he's finally a hammer. Catch you in a bit.